All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Oregairu, Season 3, Episode 7. Yeah. So, at this
had a
point...
nice little quiet one-on-one moment that was all focused on the prom and... Yep.
Yeah. So, oh my god. Like, this show in general, I love, right? But on top of that, the fact that we're in the final season and we're having all of these crazy, like, high-intensity emotional scenes happening, and yet we still haven't even reached the halfway point in the season. That's
what?
Like we are like
What?
at this point we will be at the halfway point of the season, right? Because it's a core for the season and it's episode 7, and then like so there's still so much left.
We're
and
past the halfway point then?
Wait, or we will be once we watch this episode, right?
I guess.
Yeah. Anyways, it's blowing me away that we're having all of this stuff that's so intense so early, and it's like, so if we've already been having this, then what do we have still to look forward to? I'm both scared and excited.
Yeah. And we've recruited the Kawa vehicle.
Yes, that is indeed the best way to say it.
Saikawa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty close. To help them along with this, and yet a lot of them are not able to.
Right.
Sai could potentially be gathering the entire tennis club for this.
Possibly.
Kawasaki, however, is already helping Yukino with her part of things here. And Zaimokuza
is all for it.
I don't know what his limits are when he's recruited in such a manner.
I don't know how effective he will be, but I know that he will definitely give it his all.
Right. He has no minimum, but we don't know if he has any max either.
Right. Completely undefined.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pure chaos factor.
Right.
So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, then come back here for the discussion.
Rap battles. Okay.
I would have never guessed.
Me neither.
Of all the things where if someone told me that at some point in the show there's going to be something that so blindsides you.
Yep.
That has nothing to do with the plot, but just as a gag.
No.
Guess what it is? This, I would have never guessed
like
this.
Zombieland Saga having a rap battle. It's like, okay, that makes sense. It's a show about music and stuff. Here, oh my god. Like, we are in the height of drama.
I think this show specifically decided to have this episode be the one where they just went all out with like references.
Sure. And cut the tension a bit.
Really ridiculous
since
stuff.
We've had a lot of crazy stuff that's been happening and will still continue to happen, like that part at the very end.
Right, exactly.
That was heavy. Heavy. So it's good to have that, and I gotta say, just as a fan of storytelling and a writer, this was a breath of fresh air, but also a solemn reminder to me that, like, you can never take or hold on. It is very easy to take stories too seriously, even when they are incredibly good and kind of deserve to be taken super seriously, right? Yeah. That bit of levity that you can throw in there. There are ways that it doesn't work, but there are so many ways that you can make even the most ridiculous of things work, and that it can be wonderful. So, don't shy away from that, like, because that god,
was so funny,
so precious.
So we have our episode basically focusing on Zaimokuza's club that he's a part of, or he leads, the gaming club, being one where they need to recruit some people from that in order to set up the fake prom. Now, the way they do that is really smart. I really like the way that he kind of flexes his power that he's learned how to manipulate and use over the course of these 3 seasons to bring them to heel pretty quickly.
Right.
In a lot of ways, it was incredible to see Hachiman work his magic that he's learned from people like Iroha, Yukino, Haruno.
Yeah, especially Haruno.
Yeah, there were some really clever things that he applied here, and ended up getting them all to work with him on this.
Yep.
Now we got some cool little bits of motivation from them regarding this is why they're a little bit more motivated to do it.
Right. One of them is the younger brother of the girl from the first season. It's like, okay, all right, cool. That's a nice connection there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But having having this be kind of where things stayed in the area of sanity, if that makes sense.
Right.
And then breaking out of that to go and recruit the other school to get involved with this kind of confirms one of the theories that we had, was that one of the best ways that they could do this is not to try and make a shitty prom,
but make a potentially
a good one that's bigger and thus could never work. But it's the terror that the school's like, but what if they just pushed it through against our wishes anyway,
and just somehow did it,
and sabotage like all kinds of other stuff by making it so big that it swallows everything else up.
Exactly, because once they get another organization on board, right, people from another school, suddenly that's a bit harder to manipulate. It's harder to control, and then that
for
will
the school board specifically.
Right, exactly, and then that's totally something that could basically take their focus, draw their time, and then also be like, okay, let's make a settlement, you know.
Exactly.
You can get the old prom, right?
Right.
But just don't do whatever this crazy
whatever
thing
that
is.
madness is.
Yeah.
And then when we actually go there, the guy is so reasonable.
Rejected.
And he's just like, no, this is bullshit. No,
right.
Absolutely not.
Like, that was...
Jesus.
Oh my God.
It's so funny. So, all the references aside, and I don't even know if this was intentionally a reference, but it felt like the two gamer boys were intentionally like one of the like twin trope stereotypes of like Ramu, you know, Ramu.
Except in this case, it's like it almost felt like the sort of like the all gamers are basically the same kind of a thing. Like you know, oh, and then they're both like, oh, Yui did something cute. Sure, yeah, we'll go along with whatever you say. You know,
exactly.
There you go, Hachiman. You managed to corral them quite handily.
But yeah, and then ending up interacting with the one guy over at the other school, leading to a rap battle of no, your points that you make for this project are stupid. They are
full of fallacies.
Yes, they are not focused.
Exactly. You haven't given thought to how the grand scheme of things will go. Give me concrete details, man.
Yeah, I just have to have the whole thing just clipped out of context and given to me, and I can inject it into my veins every morning.
So, excellent rom-com that was like, or romantic dramedy or whatever, that you know, had a bunch of people invested, big fan base, waited 5 years for this season after one hell of a cliffhanger at the end of season 2. Now, we have a limited number of episodes. How do we want to do this? Well, at some point, we need to have a rap battle, right? Like around the turn of the midpoint of the season. That would be the best point to put it, right?
I concur.
Definitely, yes. This is a brilliant
anime
idea.
director. You are a genius.
Yeah, give that man a raise.
Yeah. Like okay, this could not have been in the source material. It could have.
It could have.
But I doubt it.
Like that is one of the this character in general is the one where it makes me want to see the source material just to see how it's communicated in a written form, because you don't have the same kind of visual storytelling and things like that. So how do you communicate this, right? And then going into a rap battle, it's like, okay,
again, how do you
do that and make it not seem like it totally just doesn't work, right?
Right.
So like this character, I enjoy so much. I would watch a miniseries just about him. Like
right?
Yeah.
Preach it. Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah.
Oh my God. And the fact that he's gone on some serious introspection and character development. He's not the same person he was. And
I abandoned my English.
And
JoJo.
And the fact that you still, you know, act the same way and are the same person. You haven't grown, Hachiman. That's unfortunate. You know. Okay. Like oh man, it was beautiful.
Beautiful, yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
So then the final scene. And in setup for it, we get a little bit of a teaser for the next episode in that Hayama Hayato and
Hachiman
are going to have a talk. Yeah, which I'm really excited about because I don't know how Hayama's going to respond.
Me neither.
To this. He's a bit up in the air.
Yeah, their conversations and interactions have been anything but straightforward.
True.
And getting more and more so in the past. So, given the fact that he is probably the mainest of main characters other than the three core characters.
Or Iroha.
Sure, yeah,
Iroha's kind of more so now.
No, yeah, more so now. Yeah, she kind of replaced him a bit.
Yeah, her stonks are through the roof.
Indeed, and for good reason.
Yeah.
But
okay, can we just talk about that joke though? The no, but see, eventually you'll come to appreciate that sleazy side of her.
And you was like,
and then you'll find her really cute. And they're just like, like, and then Yui's panic of, wait, what?
Yep.
And then just the way they all go, that logic is sound. Yes, that there's reason in this.
Oh, Captain,
you have
my
experience.
Captain.
They're like, you just went from the one of us, just casual virgin with maybe slightly swollen brain to like absolute the veritable like Chad, you know.
Yep.
Like what is this masculine energy? He understands
like,
the power of the mommy dom, you know.
I imagine that all of a sudden they went from seeing like it was basically like one of those like virgin Chad memes or like the this and then like the image of like that super chiseled jawline guy, the regular enjoyer of something. Yeah. Like all of a sudden they're like, oh my god, we basically worship you now, Hachiman.
Yes, he is drinking of the forbidden fruit. What? No, he has read from the sacred texts.
Right? Yeah.
Of dark.
The sacred texts.
Yes. The true waifu is the one that punishes you.
I feel like Hachiman owes Iroha an apology for what she's going to have to go through next year. Because these people are going to get
to assume that it will take them that long
to get onto
to form a harem around her.
She just gets her own reverse harem.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And Iroha would eat that up. She'd be like, hell yeah, I can work with this.
I think she would also be a bit tired of it.
She would be tired of it, but at the same time, I feel like that would be a good way for her to forget the sorrows of Hachiman.
Sure.
All right, let's power trip now,
But yeah, it would also just inflame their shrimping for her, just as she like kicks them away, and they're just like, oh yes, step on me,
Carry my bags, absolutely. We will fight for this privilege. Oh
okay. Boy, Yukino is having a little bit of a break out by the bench. She bought the exact same coffee that he likes to drink, and when he kind of noted on it, she's like, yeah, it has the perfect amount of sweetness.
Like someone else, maybe, that you know of? Yeah. Also, when she said, oh man, I can't remember what it was, but there was a point when she said something that was phrased like it would be a stab at him of like talking about like the heater and stuff.
Oh, and that's their banter when...
No, right. But I think she was straight up like no pretense about it, basically. Just flirting with him because he was making a commentary.
Bill must be awful, yeah.
Right. But that then that must mean there's always a heater around you because he was making some comment about how she is when when it's like based on the temperature or something like that. And the vibe that I got, and I want to look at the phrasing at some point to just double check this, but it looked like almost she was saying, "Oh yes, you get me hot and bothered," basically. Like
that might be a bit of a reach.
That might be a bit of a reach, but it seems like something similar to those lines, and not like and usually Yukino's thing would be the I insult you as a way to pay a compliment, right? Because I don't actually mean the insult.
It's to stir up the excitement.
Right. It's the you're using Bonetti's defense against me, huh?
Yeah.
But in this,
considering the rocky terrain.
Right. Except in this case, it was just like, no, that's just straight up a huge compliment potentially. Like
possibly.
But yeah.
I found it funny that she was talking about the idea of them measuring whether or not something is refined, and then she's like, your linguistic practices aren't particularly refined, I see.
Right, and then it's
I
more
couldn't
of the
understand a single millimeter of what you were saying.
Yeah, it's the more of the traditional, banter and such. So maybe
right, but refined being like a measure thing, so I refined it down to the millimeter. That's my wordplay thing. Mm-hmm. It's also definitely pretty dumb and whatever. But this bit here, where she kind of seems to go a bit genuine and say, it's rare for you to worry about other people, which is like, wait a minute.
Like, you sure about that?
Are you sure about that? And also, that's not exactly what, he says, that's not what I'm doing. I'm reconnoitering the enemy's movements, obviously. And that obviously is just the, the playful sarcasm, like, of course. And then she's like, oh, yes, I suppose so, while smiling.
Right. I'm not doing this because I care about you or want to help you or anything indirectly, while making sure that you have your own sense of, individuality and agency. And no, not at all.
I love the little bits of character animation, like the way they kind of adjust their legs at different times.
Yeah.
Showing that she's maybe a little bit just kind of feeling a bit like, oh, I'm glad to be with you here. And he's
then also kind of like
loose.
getting closer to him.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the awkward bit with the drink being something where she's like, hey, I care about you. I worry about you, if you will.
Sure.
But in a weird way, I'm not letting you help me now, but will you let me help you?
Right.
So he then goes,
a little bit of a power play.
No. I then have to give something back to you in recompense. So therefore, we're both doing this on our own. That's how you like to do things, right? Yep. Oh, okay. Sure. And I love how she doesn't really fight it that much.
Right.
But she makes the comment of, everything's an argument with you. And there was this aspect of this where I almost feel like this is if you want to tie things back to the banter, this is the hot and cold. We go back and forth with each other to extremes. We were having this fun banter here, and now this thing that is so simple and so
innocuous became kind of serious, potentially.
Actually became kind of serious because we're fighting over whether or not we'll let each other help each other.
But when it comes right down to it, all I want is you. Because that was the whole point of getting, I can't let you help me, but I'll get the drink that you love to have because it's just the right amount of sweetness. Because it makes me think about you because I know that you're really sweet, even though I can't be depending on you.
Yeah.
And then, you offer to get me a drink. I give you mine because I know that this is what you like. And then you offer to get me a drink.
Yeah.
I'll just take your style of drink.
I love this little bit with Yui calling while being right there.
Yeah, and it could be a thing where it's like I was walking up and then I noticed that they're there after I already called. I've definitely done that before. But we know that Yui definitely play underhanded, right? Likes to watch and not be honest with herself/others. She never wanted something genuine.
Yeah, I think that she saw that there was a bit of really good banter going on here. And she wanted to kind of wedge herself in between that.
And yet at the same time, I get the feeling that the reason why she also walked up to them was because she maybe... This is maybe a bit of me reaching, but you seem to have the same vibe. She kind of despised the fact that she was doing that.
And felt a little guilty.
Felt a bit guilty, and that's why when Yukino started to go away, Yui grabbed her and was like, "Hold on.
Yeah.
There are things that I need to make sure happen.
That
you understand and that I understand. This
Right.
is not just a promise to you, it's a promise to myself.
Exactly.
I'm saying it out loud so that way, if I balk later down the road, I can't go back on it because I've already said it.
Yep.
Right?
And your witness, Hachiman.
And your witness, Hachiman. Exactly. This isn't something that she just said to Yukino in private,
This isn't
right?
just a wish that involves you and me.
Right, because she absolutely could have waited until Hachiman left and then grabbed Yukino and then, just walked along with her and then grabbed her and been like, hey.
And done it later.
Yeah, but she didn't, right?
Exactly.
And it's no. There are so many things I still want to do with you, and it will take a long time. There is no way we can do it in a short amount of time.
She wants it all.
She wants it all.
The wish is not just that they each want Hachiman.
Exactly.
It's that they both want this trio to remain a friend group after all this is over.
Yep, and that's why that is one of the big reasons.
The same.
Right, that's why their wishes are the same. Exactly. It's not the obvious thing of Hachiman, right? It's the other part of it. No. And the fact that Yui is putting that sort of best foot forward in, as well as she can, right? Mm-hmm. Which isn't perfectly, but it's, she's making movement in that direction. I am just cheering her on every step of the way because
and I liked that she
go.
I liked that she asked Yukino if she was ignoring Yui, and she quickly wanted to be like, no, not at all,
emphatically multiple times.
Yeah,
that is not what this is,
because she wants the same thing that Yui wants in that regard. But because if they both just say, well, if Hachiman and Yui really say what they want in this situation, they might maybe rob a little bit of this strength that Yukino's acting in here,
right?
In order to make sure that everyone understands, rather than just trusting each other.
Because they they go about things in different ways. Yukino is very
course.
much an internally motivated type of person. She has her ideals and her things like that she wants to hold to, and as a result of that, she does what she does, right?
Yep.
So she wasn't ignoring you, Yui. She just had other things that were a very high priority, and as a result of that,
she's tunnel visioned.
Tunnel visioned, right? Yep. And she really just wasn't thinking about you because
just like she wasn't thinking really about anyone.
Right,
just,
exactly.
Like,
this is what I need to do, right?
One track mind.
Yep. But I do want the same things that you do, right?
Yep,
even though I'm going about it in a different way.
Yeah.
Whereas with Yui, she's so externally
motivated.
Yeah, well,
yeah. A better way to describe it is that it's not that she has no priorities. Mm-hmm. It's that her priority is to adjust into an environment that is good for her. In the same way that she needed to leave the environments that were bad for her all the way back in season 1, she has grown happy and accustomed to the environment that they've built together.
Right.
But because things have changed, she needed to, also stick to the most important part of the environment.
Right. So she first tests the environment. Well, she observes the environment first with them and their conversation. Then she goes in and tests a specific aspect of the environment. And then after that, then she basically says, here's what I'm putting into it.
Right.
And this is the situation. So,
Okay. So, really good stuff. Really great setup for the next episode.
Yep.
Hayama. They'll be good.
I don't know, Hachiman, if you'll be able to do a rap battle for this conversation. It worked in the past. Well, no, it didn't work.
I could totally see Hayama dropping absolute bangers of beats, like just thick bars. You know?
Yeah, I could see that.
And then his friend, behind him, Tobei or whatever, just goes cringe, and then he's just no.
Or even better, Hachiman tries to get into it and come on, let's rap battle over this, and Hayama's just like, no, and then just walks away, and Hachiman's like, well.
And then Iroha's behind the corner of a building,
no. Then Tobei comes around and he just puts a hand on Hachiman's shoulder. And it's like, I've been there, man.
It's okay, bro.
Yeah, I went through the same thing.
And he's like,
he didn't join me in my rap battle either.
And then Hachiman's like, what was your name again? He's like, oh, how mean.
How mean. Whatever it is that he calls Hachiman.
Hachigaya.
Yeah, I forget, but
Hikimon.
Hikitani.
Hikitani. Yes.
But oh boy, this episode was hilarious.
Yes.
And also, last thing I gotta say, with regards to the girl that Hachiman used to have a crush on, right? When she came back into the story back in season 2, there was this part of me that was like, oh, I almost could get a vibe of this could have elements, not that Hachiman would necessarily be thinking about it this way, of social revenge fantasy, because she comes in and sees that Hachiman has the attentions of both Yukino and Yui, who are both awesome, right? And she didn't give him the time of day back then, right?
Right.
But now we get to see her continuing to be the yes man, basically, to hand gestures, and she is the only one there.
Right.
All the other people now.
That might have been just because they were the only ones that showed up.
Right. It might have just been that the meeting was just between the two of them, right?
Yeah.
But given the fact that there was kind of that vibe of wait a minute, are they dating?
Tossing?
Yeah. Are they?
No, it's you have to
right
get a little bit into it.
Oh my god! And the whole thing of should we go home?
Yeah.
It's like
they fucking.
It's not quite on the level of in Ruby when Ironwood and what's her face come in and
sorry we're late.
Yeah, sorry we're late, and fixing their their clothes and their hair and everything, but but it's about as close as you can get to that while staying in a high school setting.
Yeah. And they're in high school though, so they totally could be. Put anything past them, even if it's just them, even
if it's we won't necessily confirm that in the story because
because of reasons or whatever.
Yeah.
But
oh my god, that was great.
But yeah, my thing about this episode is I need 7 different clips, all of them about 40 seconds long, of all these specific wonderfully hilarious moments.
Oh my god.
I need them saved.
If
just utilize them for just
if someone were to have shown me the rap battle and I knew nothing about the series, right?
Watch it immediately.
Yeah. I would watch it immediately, and I would be so confused. I would be so confused when I go into the show, and it's like, social hierarchies and things like that, and intent, and unspoken messages and things like that. It's like, wait.
Is this the same show?
Yeah.
Is this an OVA?
Check it again.
Yeah. Did I watch like a clip out of an OVA that's like not canon or something?
It's like, oh no, that's in the final season.
During a very important arc of sorts.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would
But
be
y'all,
so confused.
Thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. So you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.